welcome to the channel, and today is a very special first episode of Santa Saturday. So pretty much my plan is to do a winter or Christmas themed speed build or CAS or something every Saturday until Christmas. Although on Christmas weekend I'm actually going to be in Florida, so there won't be anything on the 24th, but today, the 10th, and the 17th, there should be something for you guys. So yeah, so today, well actually I built this yesterday. I was building it as I was watching the live stream for the new stuff pack Vintage Glamour, and can I tell you guys how excited I am? Like, I'm so excited. They basically should have just called it the Irrelevant Stuff Pack because everything about it I just absolutely love, and they did such a good job incorporating fun Easter eggs and animations and interactions, and oh, I'm just so excited for it. And honestly, I can't wait to get my hands on a copy. uh, Especially like the butler and the makeup animations when they had Bella put on makeup and things like that. It was amazing and so much fun, especially with the kids. And I'm super happy that they, thought of the kids because typically there really isn't any interactions like that yet, I don't think, with the kids. So yeah, so that's fun. And the beautiful wallpapers and clothes. I'm really happy that there's actually going to be earrings that are plain and just, drop earrings. So yeah, but anyway, back to this build. I don't know what possessed me to make a ski lodge. I've never been to one. I've always wanted to go to one though. And quite frankly, the only time I've ever seen snow was when I was 10, I think, when I went to Ohio to visit my grandmother. So, yeah, and even then, the snow wasn't really that great. It was really powdery, and I couldn't make anything out of it, so it was kind of disappointing. But yeah, I'd love to see the mountains, and now that I'm in Tennessee, it probably won't be that hard. I mean, I'm about 4 hours from the mountains, I think, so I'm sure me and the hubby are gonna see the mountains soon enough. Um, but yeah, so since I've never been to one, I looked up some pictures of different ski lodges and homes that are near the mountains, and uh, I noticed that there's a lot of stairs everywhere. So I don't know. I kind of thought it gave it a cool look, uh, and basically I wanted to do something that resembled the other buildings in Windenburg. That's where this is, by the way. And the reason why there's snow everywhere, that's actually a snow mod. I don't remember the person that created it, but if you just type in snow mod Sims 4, it's pretty much the only snow mod I think that's come out. And it's really beautiful, and it comes with any plants you might need, and they're retextured and repainted so it looks like they have snow on them. Or yeah, so it's really nice. And or you could go on my Tumblr. I have it posted on there as well in case you want to download that for your game. He just came out with a new version. So the first version was just for I think like Willow Creek and Newcrest. But the new version was to count for Get Together. So it seems as though it works for Windenburg, and I noticed that it also works for San Myshuno, which I realized last night when I was doing my City Life LP. So that's cool. And I loved these windows that came with City Living, when I think of a ski lodge, I always think of these big windows with, um, large window panes. And there's not really like a snow texture or anything for the roof. So I just painted or used the white color for the roof just so it looks like it has snow on top. And I loved sizing up these chimneys because since this is such a big build, I felt like the chimneys at their normal size on some of the roofs seemed a little puny. So yeah, just sized them up a little bit, made them a little beefier. And at this point, I thought it might be really nice to have a foundation. So it's not just on the ground, it has some weight to it on the bottom. And here I'm just adding more stairs. So many stairs in this build. One thing that I had kind of, I don't know, a little trouble. I couldn't decide if this build should be a cafe, a restaurant, a residential. I don't know. I had a really hard time because you can't really do, all, different types of lots in one lot. You know what I mean? So I figured though that I would just make it a restaurant because that was one of the more important automatic interactions that I wanted for The Sims. Because if you add like a barista and a bar and a piano, you can just hire those things. So they're still there. But it was so fun. I played with it a little bit. I brought Mortimer and Bella to this lot and just kind of played around with everything. And everything works. And yeah, it's really cute and it's fun to play with. So if you guys want to download this, it's on the gallery. It's technically modded because of the snow mod that I have, but you can still download it. It's fine. It's whatever. So I'm just adding some garlands. I added garlands and wreaths like everywhere because I really wanted it to be Christmas themed and have a good feel to it. Like, I don't know. It's really nice though. If you have outdoor retreat, this might be good to put there so your Sims can actually go on vacation, things like that. But I don't have outdoor retreat yet, so I put it in Windenburg. I thought it was the most appropriate since there's mountains and a bunch of trees everywhere, anyway. So, yeah. It's really nice. And let me just tell you, I love the new items that came with this most recent update for the holiday stuff. And it was such a help that they categorized the holiday stuff, with everything else by the filter items drop down. So helpful. Like, I don't think I would have been able to survive if I didn't have that for this build. Yeah, just putting a little seating area over here in the front. If I remember, like, the only place I've ever been to that looked kind of like a lodge was the Wilderness Lodge at Disney. I don't know if you've ever been there or not, but it's very outdoorsy and it's supposed to look like I don't know, it's just very rustic. And I remember visiting the lobby. I actually used to work at Disney. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but I used to deliver to the Wilderness Lodge because I was actually a delivery girl, so I would deliver costumes for the performers that would perform at the different resorts. It was a really cool job, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so I used to deliver to the Wilderness Lodge, and it's very rustic, and I remember the lobby being really big and open and having fireplaces and things like that. So I wanted to incorporate that into the lobby of this lodge. Just adding some lights around the outside. This area that's protruding out from the side of the lodge, that's actually the restaurant portion of it. And I decided to add the restaurant later because at first I was going to add like a spa area, because I know that some ski lodges, or maybe all of them, I don't know, they have like a spa aspect to it because it is a resort. But I just made a spa recently for the one in San Myshuno. So I was like, well, I'd rather just make a restaurant because it's just a really nice place for your Sims to go if they want to take, a Sim out on a date, or just to go for the day and relax and whatever. So I wanted to basically make this restaurant a little rustic, but at the same time make it a little fancy. So it's not a cheap place to eat, you know what I mean? But I like the idea of having a little space where the chef is, so if you sit at the bar, you can see what he's doing. And yeah, so just adding a few little touches to the restaurant and adding the tables. I felt like these little tables here matched pretty well with all the other decor I've been putting around the lodge. And I love this table that came with the holiday stuff pack. It is free, so if you don't have it, make sure you get it because it's really cool. I wouldn't say that it has a ton of stuff in it, but it's just enough, you know what I mean? I like it. So I was kind of undecided on what to put as a centerpiece, but I thought these gas lamps would be really nice since it's kind of dark in the restaurant, so gives it a nice mood lighting. And at first I wanted to put garlands all the way across, but then I realized that the windows weren't even. And I had this idea to put the curtains above the garlands just so you see a little bit of garland underneath the curtain, but it wasn't really working very well. So I got rid of the garlands altogether, and I added these heavy drapes just to make it look a little fancy. And this, the waiter station, I moved it to the right, and I added a wall in front of it because I didn't think it would look nice if you could see the waiter station from the hallway if you were passing by, you know, because it's usually hidden, so it looks nicer. So I don't know why this happens, but the cabinets that you place on the wall, they are kind of dark. And I actually reached out to one of the sim gurus on Twitter, and he responded. And a few of you actually responded to me and him that it's been happening to you guys as well. So I'm sure they'll fix it soon. They've at least made a note of it. But yeah, let me know if it's happening to you, because it's kind of annoying when you're trying to make a nice kitchen or something and it's just so dark and it doesn't match anything at all. So yeah, but what really makes me happy is using those ice sculptures of the llamas. Oh, I was so happy to be able to use them in this build. I've been waiting for like the perfect moment to use them, and this was it, obviously. And I also really liked that I used a mixture of the garlands at like the regular size and also sizing them up. It makes a nice little pattern where you have the two smaller and the one bigger. Just makes it a little more fancy, I guess. And up here, we're going to be doing the bar lounge area. So there is 3 stories to this, and the bar and lounge area is on the 3rd floor, I think. But yeah, and then on the left, there's actually going to be rooms. So your Sims they can't technically stay the night, I don't think, but you can always pretend, and it's nice in gameplay, taking your Sims there, staying the night, kind of, together, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I used this, I connected the sofas, I used it in my library build. I honestly don't think that I ever uploaded it, but yeah, if you just connect the sofas, it makes kind of a cool look. And right now, what am I doing now? Am I still working? Yeah, I'm still working on the lounge. On the left, though, I decided that it might be really nice to have like a master suite, because all the rooms on the 2nd floor are basically the same size, and they have double beds and a bathroom. On the 3rd floor, we have the master suite, a kind of a regular room, but it doesn't have a bathroom, and then like one with 2 single beds. So there's a variety. But yeah, so I thought it would be nice to have a private balcony for the master suite, just to make it extra special and a little more private. Just adding a roof on top of there, because I thought it looked kind of weird just having a random wall sticking out with no roof. And of course, I had to use the fuzzy rug that came with City Living. I absolutely love it. I feel like all lodges should have fuzzy rugs. Here I'm just moving the roof over, because I thought having these windows in the bath area would be really nice. You'd have a lovely view of the snow and just, hang out in your bathtub or whatever. I thought that was nice. So you can't actually get to the balcony that's outside of those windows, but I ended up putting some greenery out there. Maybe they're evergreens. And I gave the bathroom a fancy sink and a fancy tub, because it is the master suite, so it needs to be fancy. They were paying a lot of money for this. I couldn't find a mirror that I really liked or that actually matched this dresser, so I just went with a white mirror to bring out the fuzzy rug. I loved how these curtains framed the bathtub, I just have to say. And here I'm just adding some little details to the master suite. This is the greenery I was talking about, putting on the balcony, some planters. Just adding some toiletries, because there's always free toiletries in hotels and things like that. And I was just extending the rooms because they were a bit too tiny, and I wanted to fit one of the double beds in there. So I just added a roof and extended it, no big deal. So now we're doing the rooms that are on the 2nd floor. They're pretty much all the same, so I just did a few, and then we're probably going to move on in a second. Okay, now we're outside doing a bit of landscaping. I really like these trees that came with the holiday pack. They have lights on them. They make for a really nice, I don't know, they look really nice, especially at night. So I just sized up a few of them so they're more to scale to the building. And I really like using I don't know what it's called, but it's in the it's in the fencing, but it basically lines there it is. It lines the sidewalk. It's not really a fence, but kind of. But I like using it to kind of have like an outline of where I want things to be. So it makes it a lot easier when you're terrain painting. And I wanted it to look like the snow was kind of going over the path. And here I'm sizing up the rocks and making them humongous so they look a little more like mountains or something. As well as some of the trees surrounding him. Now I'm adding a fireplace, fire pit. Yeah, I thought it might be nice to have one out here in the front. So your Sims can come down here and stand or sit around the fire. And again, I wanted it to look like some snow has covered the path a little bit. Just to make it look realistic in a way. Or what I imagine it would be. But yeah, we're going to get into the screenshots soon. I'm just adding some extra lighting and making sure everything's lit and pretty. There's a lot more screenshots than usual because I had a lot to show, but I hope you guys enjoy it. And I had a lot of fun building this. So yeah. Here is the restaurant area. Here's the check-in counter. You have all those keys. Here's Bella in the master bath, taking a rose petal bath. Mortimer decided to go to the bar. Here's a seating area on the second floor, I think. Here's Mortimer and Bella enjoying one of the patios with a heater. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you had a fun time watching this speed build, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend. See you in the next part. Bye.